Welcome back to a cold Friday morning here in Potchefstroom, South Africa for the World Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships. And we are kicking off the morning with the Sub-Junior and Junior Women 84 and 84 plus. And a big shout out to, of course, Elico, Uplift and SBD, who have stood behind these competitions making what they are. And I am nice and warm in my Elico jumper here. But right beside me in the commentary box, US coach, US manager, IPF referee, Jim Battenfield is joining us again today to bring us a wealth of knowledge and, of course, some fantastic US lifters in this session this morning, Jim.
Absolutely. It should be really fun to watch.
And we are 2 seconds away with Harmony Brown from the US of A, 155 kilo squat.
Harmony, like so many, are from Louisiana on this squad. It's such a big country, but it feels like we just brought a bunch of people from Louisiana, Texas, and Wisconsin, and there's 47 other states.
Well, I was talking with Jim before the session. That looks like a good lift.
Yes.
And just been a little bit high on that one. Rania Andian from India, 170.
It looks like she took her knees forward, and although it looked like she may have gotten depth from this angle, what happened is, especially you'll see it a lot of young lifters, their knees will go forward, but the crease in the hip never goes below the top of the knee. I saw that several times yesterday in the afternoon session.
And it's all about that junior development, getting that technique right all the way along.
Yes.
And Jim was talking this morning. You were talking this morning about how tough it is, to get on the American team. There's so many lifters and such an enormous school program. If you make the American team, you're a good lifter.
Right, absolutely. So we've really been very fortunate and had some success with the competition within.
Ramya looking for 170. And let's wait and see what the refs see. We have a little bit of a different angle here, but she gets the 3 white lights. So for those of you watching at home, we're sitting a little bit lower than the stage, so it's sometimes a little bit difficult for us to tell whether they've made depth or not. And Danielle Eaglin from the US of A, 170. I'm sure Jim can give us some inside information on this young lifter.
Yeah, Danielle's from a very storied high school program. Nina out of Wisconsin, is in the northern part of Wisconsin, which is in the northern part of the USA. Lifts for former longtime sub-junior coach Joe Lewis back home, who I'm sure is up and watching.
I have no doubt he's watching. Plenty of speed.
Yeah, just you can tell she's got that international coaching at home, and it's like she's been here before. It just happens to be in a different country.
And Ramirez from the USA as well, 175.
It's rare to see somebody that tall be able to drop that fast.
We coach a lot in raw lifting. Dropping with a little bit of speed and then speeding up into the bounce. That last few inches is so important, and even more important in equipped lifting, because you really want to get the most out of those knee wraps that you can. And there's, if you're going to be wearing knee wraps, you want to actually use them.
Right, absolutely. The analogy I use a lot of times between the combination of the squat suit and the knee wraps, it's kind of like when your shock absorber on your automobile bottoms out, and you just want to use the whole force to come back out of it.
175. Looks like she found the bottom. She looks pretty happy with that.
Yep, and 2 out of 3 are happy. And, That's really all we're looking for.
That's right. You know, we often say on the commentary box that it doesn't matter if it's pretty, as long as you get the lights.
That's right.
Alusha Kenna from India, 1775.
It's nice to see India here with such a big team, and I'm seeing a lot of these lifters, like both these ladies I've seen in this session so far, they were coaching their teammates hard all week, so it's nice to see them get their turn.
They've sent an exceptionally big team to this event this year. And I said the other day that I think India is going to be one of those countries that we are going to see take away more and more medals as years to come. Just a little bit high on that one, but I'm sure she'll rectify that.
Yeah, it moved quite well. She had plenty of strength for it, so she'll get another shot at that. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they took it up a little bit, but being as fresh as they are, they'll probably keep it the same.
Anna Vosmalova from Russia, 180 kilograms. And haven't the Russian and Ukrainian athletes been absolutely outstanding this week?
Love the intensity.
He is absolutely psyched for this. And one thing I love about the Russian athletes and the juniors and sub-juniors, they're so young, but they've got a lifting resume as long as my leg. Steph looks good. Knees just dropping in a little bit there. But the three white lights.
You know, we mentioned the deep competition to make the team in the USA. I mean, it's really tough in Russia because sometimes you'll see somebody, they may win as a sub-junior, but then you may not see them again until the last year of juniors.
Yeah, it's a really tough competition. His son, Jordan, from the Republic of South Africa, 185. I think she might be opening on a PB.
Yeah, she has a PB of 165. She didn't have to travel far, that's for sure, so that helps.
Yeah, it certainly makes it a little bit easier.
And we were speaking before we got started about how you'll see these PBs just get shattered by these young subs and juniors because they're always progressing.
Yeah, it's such a quick progression. You know, their strength, their technique progresses so quickly. Their ability to use the equipment progresses. And she gets that one on the board. Regina Ivatalina from Russia, 190 kilograms.
Yeah, see, and she's just under a PB.
This is some pretty stiff competition today in the 84s and 84 pluses. And that should be a good lift, and it is.
Yeah, and kind of uncharacteristic in a session where we have juniors and subs together. The last opener is going to be a sub.
It's quite unusual to see that, isn't it? Anastasia Neva from Russia, 195. And she has got a massive squat on her. And yeah, she has got a lifting resume that dates back to 2014. You know, winning the Moscow Central Cup. So much experience for such a young lifter.
Right, but do I see this is her first World Championship?
I think this may be her first. So World Juniors in 2016 was her first.
Okay.
Oh, that was quick.
Ooh. That's a good looking lift.
That was a very, very good opening lift. Joanna Eventel from Germany, 200 kilograms. Right on her personal best.
Germany 200 kilo, followed by Lady Sarah and Anna's King.
So this was her best lift at the European Championships this year, 200 kilos. And now her opener. She's had to work pretty hard through the midsection there, but she gets it up.
It almost looked like the majority of the fight was just getting down to depth.
Yeah, and that's, well, I guess that's one of the big differences too with raw and equipped powerlifting, is trying to get down to depth in equipped lifting. It's not just a case of getting, you've actually got to pull down through the equipment as well.
Right, absolutely.
Sarah Davis, US of A.
You know, and we're talking about the steep competition. Sarah is a lifter that took bronze for us in Poland 2 years ago, and then last year was beat out and didn't make the team.
It's
but here
so
she is
tough,
again.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and you were saying, I mean, we'll see some people as sub-juniors, then we might not see them on the world stage again until later on in their junior years, because the competition is just so tough.
Right, and one thing we have to hammer home with kids, especially as subs, is, hey, don't quit, because sometimes those kids that can't make it at 18 and 19, well, 21, 22, 23, they're world champions.
Yeah, you can't quit. You can't always make the world team. Just came a little bit forward in the chest there, but
that was fast.
Managed to recover it very well, but just not quite deep enough. Christine Hamre from Norway, 227.5. And then following this, and Jim pointed out that the last lifter in this flight for squat is a sub-junior. Christine Hammer, 227.5. These are some massive, massive numbers for such young ladies.
Hamre was a bronze medalist last year, I believe.
They're really having to fight hard through the middle. Probably a bit tougher for an opening lift than what you'd want. But it's on the board. And we're going to move on to our last lifter in this flight for the first round, Daria Lefeseva from Russia, with a whopping 235 kilograms. Do you think we're going to see her have a crack at her own record today?
I believe so.
She set the record at 252.5 this year. And it looks like she's setting herself up to take another run at that. And I think she has the total record as well. And this should be a pretty fast opening lift for her, 235. But every competition is different. Wow.
That moved really well.
3 white lights. If you blink, you'll miss it.
Yes.
There's a very good chance we'll see a world record this morning. We'll come around for the second round. Harmony Brown from the US of A, 155. Just couldn't quite get deep enough on the first one.
Right, but the weight wasn't an issue, so hopefully she'll correct that on this one.
Yeah, she certainly had no problems lifting the weight.
Yeah.
And coaches made the very smart decision there, keeping on the same weight. sub-juniors lifting an international competition is, absolutely you want to win, but it's also about building that experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she sat back and sunk that one.
That looked like a better squat.
Yeah, 3 white lights. She handled that very well. Anusha Donkena from India, 177.5.
Also, Mr. Opener looking to get this one on the board to get in the contest.
So 3 lifters that are Mr. Openers. And all of them have really just about been depth. And none of them really look like they struggled with the weight.
No. Look really easy. Let's see what the
Certainly
referee
has
say.
no problem with the weight there. But just not getting deep enough.
177.5 kilos.
Danielle Eaglin, US of A, 1775. "16 years of age, so young,
Yes.
and such amazing athletes." And the Indian coach, I'm not sure if you can see it on your screens at home, but the Indian coach there having a chat with the jury about the last lift. And the jury has said, no, sorry, wasn't deep enough. Danielle Eaglin.
She moved her opener extremely fast, so I would expect the same here.
Yeah, that was quick. And that speed really gives her that advantage to get deep.
Yes.
182.5 kilos.
Ramya Pandian from India, 182.5. Tell you what, the spotters and loaders have got a tough job today with all these weights. But they have been on fire all week.
Especially this evening when we're really going to load it up for potentially an open world record squat in the junior division.
Yeah, so we'll have a 105 men this afternoon, and there are going to be some big numbers in that one.
This is for the 5 days. You do that.
$182.5. She had no problem with 170. It's hard to tell from this angle, but she might be a little high. And she is. Certainly wasn't an issue with the weight. Leanne Ramirez, US of A, 182.5. She is building herself a little bit of a platform there, trying to put herself in a good position to go after the gold medal at the end. Looks good. 2 white lights. Van Jordan from the Republic of South Africa, 192.5.
This will be a jump from the ball to the surface. South Africa, followed by Vatsmilova and Bartolina. This will be a jump from the ball to the third place. Is there any Africans here?
27.5 kilo PB.
She won the Commonwealth Championships last year in her division with a 157.5 squat then. So great progress. Just got a little bit out of line there by the looks of it.
Yeah, she let the suit drive her away a little bit.
You can see the bar path of the body just moved out of position. Lozmalova from Russia, 192.5 kilograms. And I think we're going to see a nice little battle between these two athletes in the under 84 sub-juniors, with Ramirez and Lozmalova. She comes out with so much intensity on every lift, doesn't she?
She does.
Depth looks good. Just has a tendency to drop those knees in a little bit and the chest falls a little bit. See how she goes on third. So the intensity is great, but you know, as a coach from experience, how do you manage that over 3 squats, 3 bench, 3 deadlifts?
Yeah.
It takes the energy out of them.
Yeah, you've just got to kind of try to help save them from themselves and help slow them down a little bit.
And Regina Vitulina from Russia, 200 kilograms. I noticed you waited to make sure I had the opportunity to say that last name and not you.
That's right.
I appreciate that.
Well, we don't need the bouncing ball for translating from Mississippi.
This is a jump from the third to the second place.
All right, so we're getting ready for Regina. I got my partner cracked up a little bit on that one.
Looks good from here. She's having to fight a little bit, but a second lift should be a bit of a challenge.
It's a good lift, and that ties her PB, so I will look for her to exceed that PB on her next one.
Joanna Ventel from Germany, 207.5 kilograms for a personal best.
That opener moved well. She had a little bit of a tough time getting down, but once she actually hit the bottom of the squat and started coming up and able to use the gear, it was fairly easy.
You might see the extra little bit of weight and actually speed that up a little bit too.
Yes. The joys of equipped lifting. That looked hard. We're going to give you 5 keys.
We'll add a few more kilos onto that.
That's right.
And you'll often see that if you're new to equipped powerlifting and watching this at home, you'll often see a lifter miss their opening lift for depth, and we'll actually throw an extra few kilos on there and use that to push down through the suit and the knee wraps.
See, that looked better than our opener.
Looked a lot better than our opening lift with 3 white lights.
It's just a fight against gravity.
Yeah.
You know.
Anastasia Neva from Russia, 210 kilograms. So she did a 202.5 this year in the Moscow Lights tournament. So this is a personal best. Another young lifter that competes in raw and equipped.
Which is great to see as opposed to just sticking to one. That moved really well.
Yeah, that was quite smooth.
Good lift.
3 white lights to go on the board. And we were talking early about whether we would see a world record attempt this morning. And Evan Stever has put in a 250 for her second attempt.
Yeah, and that looks like it's just to close the gap on setting up that world record.
Yeah, clearly setting herself up there.
Now we've got Sarah Davis. Her opener was extremely fast.
Let's go, Sarah!
And just a touch high. So we'll see what she's able to do on this one.
And this is a good example of adding an extra few kilos on. So missed 215, a little bit high. Wasn't a problem with the weight.
Yeah, it's actually I've seen Sarah compete her entire collegiate career, and that's probably one of the top 3 fastest squats I've ever seen her do. So they definitely were not afraid to add 5 keys to help get that depth.
No problem with the weight. That looks a lot better.
Yeah, it moved equally well.
Oh, he's still getting called high. And the coach there is going to go and have a chat with the jury.
That they may overturn this one. That looked better in her opener.
Yeah, and you're watching at home, and sometimes it's really hard to tell. Referees, they have a split second to make that decision, and that's why we have a jury there. Stein went up from Norway, 230 kilograms.
This is the first place in 84 kilograms juniors. Come on, Norway! Come on!
2.5 kilo increase.
That's a pretty small increase for on equipped standards.
Yes.
I think, 3 red lights. And now 215 kilograms for Daria Yevhentseva from Russia. 250 kilograms is absolutely huge. The current sub-junior world record holder, and clearly setting herself up to break another world record.
You know, and then she's got the world record. A lot of times we'll see those odd kilos for the world records, but as we were discussing, she's got that world record at 252.5 because she was competing in the open.
Yeah, so a sub-junior record. She can't chip the bar at a sub-junior record at an open event. It has to be the round numbers. It'll be very interesting if this moves fast to see what she goes for on her third. So we're all watching and waiting to see just how fast 250 moves. Boy, did that move fast.
Yeah, they may go like 261, 260.5, somewhere like that.
250's on the board. We're going to be watching that one. So she is currently in the gold medal for squats with Eaglin in the silver, and Brown in bronze. In the under 84s, Ramirez in silver, Osmolova in gold. Harmony Brown from the USA is up now at 162.5. And the under 84 juniors, Humro is currently in gold. Vientel in silver. Vitolina in bronze. And Lieva in gold in the 84 plus juniors. And Kenna yet to put a lift on. Yeah, looks like she's really working on that depth there. Push down very hard and gets 2 whites. You can see her getting to the bottom there and then just pulling that little bit further.
Yes.
And Alusha Dolkena from India has got herself in a little bit of an awkward position here. She hasn't registered a lift yet. Needs to get 177.5. They haven't been hard for her weight-wise. I mean,
no, it has
they're
not.
moving quickly. She just can't sink deep enough. Yeah, the crowd getting behind her. The great thing about powerlifting is everyone, even the athletes, want every athlete to succeed. That looks better.
Yeah, that's a good looking
That
squat.
looked a lot better. And it is, and she's on the board. She has saved the neck on that one. Wow, talking about leaving it to the last second. So Ramya Pandyan from India now at 185.
And for those watching at home who may not be familiar, in each discipline, they're awarded the gold, the silver, or the bronze, respectively. And had she not been able to post a squat, she would not be eligible for the overall total and obviously a squat medal because she didn't get one in. But she could still continue for a bench medal and a deadlift medal, which is good because sometimes, especially, from India or wherever, I mean, you really are traveling a long way to get to these world championships. A lot of times they're not going to be in your backyard.
Yeah, your day's not over if that happens. I mean, we want to see every lift that register a total. But the great thing is, if it does happen, it's not the end of your day. Good little bounce in the bottom there, really making use of the knee wraps and the stretch shortening cycle. Gets it on the board. Danielle Eaglin, 185.
This ties her personal best. Her first two move really well, so I would expect the same here.
Let's go!
Sometimes when the Americans are lifting, it sounds like you've brought half the United States population with you in the crowd.
No kidding.
And you turn around, there's only two of them there. Had to work for that. But she managed that extremely well.
That was a good number choice there because I don't know that she had another 2.5.
Yeah, she got a little bit out of shape halfway up, but she just managed to recover it. Chest up and pushing the hips through.
And that really, that goes back to having a coach that has had so many international championships under his belt in Joe Lewis that she has at home. They learn how to push through those adversity when you run into it on the squat as opposed to giving up, which a lot of young lifters do, or overcorrecting.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with experience, but it's also one of those things that is taught you. You learn from your coach, and you learn from experience that it's not always going to go to plan out there. And sometimes you've got to learn to really sort of correct those little things.
Right, absolutely.
And Leanne Ramirez from the US of A, 190 kilograms. Oh, she's got to work. Let's see what they say about that. Just not quite deep enough. And the coach having a think about going to the jury. And I think he will take a walk to the jury box. And he does. But the jury box have said no before he gets there. They've already had a look at the replay. San Jordan for the Republic of South Africa, 192.5. Missed this on a second, but really wants it in front of her home country. You know, and it's not every day you get the opportunity to compete at this level in your home country. And you were just saying that before, they're not always going to be in your backyard.
In this case, it is.
The depth looked well, that.
Yeah, that looked better.
Yeah, she gets the 2 wide. She dropped that one in. So Anna Losmalova from Russia, 200 kilograms.
$10-kilo PB coming in here.
And she's had quite a busy year already. Competed in the classic bench press this year, plus the Russian Powerlifting Championships, plus the Russian Classic Championships and World Bench Press. So she's had a busy year.
Yeah.
Depth looks good. Wow, she's putting in the fight. I think she's got a cramp. She gets a good lift.
That was all she had.
That was everything in the tank, wasn't it? Regina Dmitrievna from Russia, 207.5 kilograms. Yeah, she gave that everything. $207.5 kilograms.
PB attempt right here.
Just couldn't quite get the speed there to push through.
Yeah, just slowed everything down, and you don't want to see that on her foot squat.
Joanna Juventel from Germany, looking 215 kilograms. She's pretty solid so far, each lift improving, so looking forward to seeing how this lift moves. That extra weight in the second lift just sped her up a little bit.
I tell you what, we were rolling through these squats, just 5 left.
It's been a quick flight. There's not a lot of rest time between lifts for these girls.
Certainly not.
Depth was good. She's had to fight a little bit. I think from this angle that looked all right. And there was 3 white lights.
From the referee's angles too.
We've only got a few lifters left, and we're watching just before talking about what the number's going to be. Maria Finsteva from Russia, and she's putting it at 265.
That is a big squat.
Wants to make sure no one else takes that record. Anastasia Nieva from Russia, 217.5 kilograms. The last 2 lifts have moved really well. And I think this one will move pretty well. And it does. I've got to say, all 3 lifts look pretty similar.
They did. She's got a pretty commanding lead over the young lady from India.
Yeah, she's going to be very, very hard to beat. And Sarah Davis, 220.
Yeah, speaking of very hard, this is a bit of a situation she's in here. Nominated number 1, and now we're 0 for 2 and trying to bounce back. But as I mentioned, she's a very experienced lifter, so it's not something that she can't do. And
Coach has made the smart decision here too. He's kept the weight the same at 220.
right, and both squats moved really well. It's just a matter of reaching the proper depth.
Yeah, on this third lift, she comes out at 220. She's felt 220 on her back before, so she's not really nervous about the weight.
No.
She knows she can sink another centimetre or two and still stand up. So let's hope she gets this one on the board.
Right, and I thought the second one was really close. It was worth the jury trip, but it just wasn't quite there.
That looked better from this angle.
That is the deepest squat I've seen her do in her life.
Yeah,
They better give her
good.
3 whites.
She gets 2.
Two's all we need.
2's enough.
That's right.
Wow, just saving her neck there.
I really don't understand the red on the one side because that's the deepest squat I've seen her do in her life. That's a really good-looking squat.
And it gets her out of trouble, and she's
Yeah.
back on the board.
And she's
number 1 nominated again.
right, and she's got a good bench press and a good deadlift coming down the pipe. So now she's got that out of the way and held it together. Speaking of holding it together, in this battle, Hamre's going to want to get every kilo she can.
Everything she can get if she's going to try and take it down.
Right. She does have the gold medal squat regardless, and then Sarah's going to have the silver medal squat. And I'm not going to try the German name, but she's got the bronze.
I appreciate you leaving that to me.
So does everybody in Germany. Let's see.
And just a little high.
But still going to have that gold medal squat. And now, world record time.
Would you like to introduce her?
No, it's okay. I'll leave it to you. I don't have the bouncing ball. I think I left it downstairs.
Yevhensteva from Russia with a massive world record attempt. Sub-junior world record, 265 kilograms. She holds the record at 252.5. She set this year at the Opens, but now she wants 265. And by the way her lifts have been moving, I got to say I'm pretty confident.
Oh yeah, as is she.
I think
that's why we jumped 15 and 15.
She set herself up for this one perfectly. 265. She's had to work a little bit for this one.
Yeah, but it was very deep. Yeah, it was a very deep squat. That's a good-looking world record.
And it is a new world record of 265 kilograms. And I think that's the biggest smile she's had on her face all day.
Right. And this is a good-looking squat.
Wow, what a way to finish out the squat session with another world record. This is shaping up to be one tough competition this morning. Look, don't go too far away. We're going to be back in 20 minutes for the bench press, and it just gets hotter and hotter here.
Right, grab some snacks and come on back.
Welcome back to Potchefstroom, South Africa for the IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Equipped Powerlifting Championships, and we are about 20 seconds away from kicking off the bench press, and this is really heating up. And I am joined again by Jim Battenfield, USA coach, USA manager, IPF referee, and just an all-around nice guy. And we are getting underway with Leanne Ramirez from the US of A at 75 kilograms to open off the day.
Well,
And
actually,
we've just been a bit of a change because we had some technical errors.
Yeah, Sasha was away from the computer, and the world stops when that happens.
Yeah, when Sasha's not near the computer that controls the board, we're really flying blind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll actually have Anusha Donkena from India opening at 75 kilograms, and Ramirez will be opening at 120. I did look at that 75 and thought, I was about to ask Jim, did she have an injury or something?
Yeah, I went and asked. I said, so what's the real bench opener? But she said they actually just put in the wrong opener by mistake. I said, yeah, I'm sure. But it's fun, and that's things that are great about the World Championships, to do those little games. So people see the prognosis and they go, oh, I'm winning by a lot. Wait, what happened? So should be interesting as we move along.
And Anusha for 75 kilograms hasn't left herself a lot of time to set up. And even though 15 seconds is enough time to set up, if something goes wrong and you need to re-rack, and it really doesn't give you room to move.
Right. Cutting it close, but made it.
And handles 75, no problems whatsoever.
So she got that opener on her first try as opposed to the 3 it took on her squat. So now she's in the contest and she can try to chip away, adding to her total.
And she'll be feeling a lot more confident now. Danielle Eaglin from the USA, 85 kilograms.
Funny thing about Wisconsin, where Danielle's from, they actually can wear all the equipment that we allow in USA Powerlifting and in the IPF, except for the bench shirt. They're not allowed to wear a bench shirt until high school nationals.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I believe it's a safety thing, which I understand, because when you have kids spotting, they're not as prepared as the cowboy spotters we have at these championships. I'll tell you what, these guys have done a great job all week.
The spotters have been absolutely fantastic. We've seen some very quick catches on the squats this week, and they have been absolutely outstanding. And it's a tough job out there.
It's the hardest job in powerlifting.
All day loading, watching, concentrating. I made that look very easy.
Nice job. Good deal. 90 kilo on the back.
So now we move to 90 kilograms for Ramya Pandyan from India. 90 kilograms. And just for you, Jim, that's 198.4 pounds.
Right. Or 198 freedom units.
And again, just taking your time coming out. You don't want to put yourself under too much pressure setting up.
But with a program like India that hasn't been here before, sometimes it's almost like not so much ignorance as bliss, because they don't realize how much pressure they should be feeling.
Yeah, and I was talking to Ilya the other day about timing your equipment. Just timing your equipment to get out onto the platform with enough time to spare, because you don't want to be wrapped up or tied up tight too long before you lift.
Yep.
And you don't want to be doing it after they've called bar loaded.
Speaking of Ilya, he's one that I recognize, and I refereed his session. And I remember watching his first 2 benches going, man, what is going on?
He mentioned he had a really bad day on bench.
Yeah, they neither one of them were close. And then, just as you can do with equipped lifting, they made a slight modification for his third one, and it looked like an opener should have. So the joys of equipped powerlifting is really so much fun for those reasons. And such a headache for the same.
It is. It's a headache and so much fun, and it is such a different world than Raw.
Kind of like marriage. So.
Anna Vozmalova from Russia, 107.5.
I can only say that because I know my wife is not watching. But in case you do catch this, hi, Katie.
Having to really pull that down to the shirt. She's
Strong
a little
attempt.
bit crooked, but it comes up fast and gets the 3 white lights.
You know, she was a lot more vocal in the squats. Maybe, I don't know if Ben's just putting her to sleep or if she's tired and trying to recover.
Yeah, look, we talked a little bit earlier about managing that hype and pump, and she was very vocal and very psyched up in the squat, and that can really take it out of you. You can really peak too early. You've got 3 lifts to get through. Harmony Brown for the USA, 107.5. I imagine this will be a pretty quick lift.
Harmony out of Covington area. One of so many that have made this team over years past, coached by assistant coach John Burford.
Well, just struggling to hold it on that spot there.
Yep. Lucky she got the quick press command and 3 white lights.
Just letting the shirt take control a little bit.
And that's just that inexperience. She's a young sub-junior. She still has another year of subs next year when we're in Canada. So,
and that's equip lifting. The experience makes such a difference. Learning to use that equipment, understanding how it works, understanding what it does if it gets out of control.
Yes.
San Jordan, the Republic of South Africa, 110 kilograms.
Ooh. Great job with the spotters there.
They have been very quick. And that's an example of just getting to understand the shirt.
That's a weird spot to miss.
Yeah, she had it past that point. Looks like her sleeve just pulled her shoulder in one direction there.
This is tying her PB on her opening attempt.
So Regina Ivachilina from Russia, 110 to open on a personal best. Drags it down through the shirt. A little bit tough there.
Let's see what the referees say. Yep, 3 white lights.
It's on the board.
Yeah, I thought she hit a sticking point, but she worked through it and the bar never descended, so that was a good call.
Didn't seem to get the usual speed off the chest that you really want in an equipped bench. Joanna Hubenthal from Germany, 115 kilograms.
5 kilo PB on her opener.
Not a bad way to start your bench. Yeah.
And not really a surprise when she's being coached by Dietmar. So
yeah, a very, very well-known individual in her corner, Dietmar Wolf. It's been busy the last couple of days. Good speed off the chest, and it makes all the difference, doesn't it?
It does. And it was really smooth, and that really looked like kind of an advertisement for once she adds some kilos, it's going to be even easier.
You really want that opening lift, especially on bench, not to take everything out of you.
Absolutely.
When you have a really hard opening bench, it doesn't really give you anywhere to move on your next 2 lifts. And then you start really draining energy for the deadlift session as well.
Yes.
And here is Leanne Ramirez at 120 kilograms. this shouldn't be too hard for her. She did 127.5 at the Open National, so 120 shouldn't pose too much of a challenge. Just struggling to manage the line of the shirt there, and you can see how much that affected her. Just pulling it down to her chest, and just the shirt sort of taking control.
Yeah.
But they'll rectify that with a few little adjustments on the next one.
Yeah, it just hovered on her.
Anastasia Liniova from Russia, 125 kilograms.
And I'll tell you what, all these camera angles we have, you know, on this fantastic live stream you guys being able to watch at home, is not only just been awesome as far as for the jury, but even for the coaches to be able to rewatch that attempt and say, well, do I want to do anything else? Would an extra 2.5 kilos help?
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity. I mean, we never used to be able to rewatch a lift, particularly in slow motion or anything like that. Now we have the opportunity to have a quick look at it and say, okay, well, we need to tighten that or loosen that or add a couple of extra kilos.
Speaking of extra kilos, that was so fast.
Wow, she just absolutely nailed that.
She may go 10 or 12 right here.
I would not be surprised to see a big jump there.
Right, and like the jury I mentioned, they've been extremely active, but it's as coaches are walking to them, they're stopping them and watching the replay, so that they're able to watch the lift live as well.
Yeah,
so
it's speeding things up, which is fantastic. Stina Emra from Norway, 135.
Be a nice little battle here between her and Sarah.
Yeah, it's going to heat up a little bit. You can see her really working that down through the shirt. But she gets the speed off the chest and got that shirt just right for that lift.
They did.
Had to pull it down hard a little bit, but boy, did she get the speed. Sarah Davis, 147.5.
This is going to be pretty close to her PB for an opener.
So just having a look at some of the data, I see she's got a 148 lift. I imagine that's a national record there.
It is. Yeah, I was just thinking that 157.5 is probably from bench nationals. So it's just a bench only meet, which is a little bit different when you don't squat the 220 first, especially in an atmosphere where it moves as rapidly fast as this competition does.
And they are turning through the lifters very quickly. Not a whole lot of recovery time, is there?
Right, it's moving so fast. You're almost hoping that you're in a flight like this where it's only one group as opposed to two flights, because the 20 minutes is going to be longer than the break you would get for the other flight. Because if it was two flights, you just get the small flight plus the 5 minutes.
Have to really pull it down through the shirt. Gets good speed on the chest, and I think she gets it to the top. See what the referees say.
Yep.
3 white lights.
And that's pretty par for the course on an opener for Sarah. So I suspect they'll add a little bit, and they'll move a little bit better as she's not fighting the shirt.
And now our last lift of the first round, Daria Evantseva from Russia, 155. What do you think? Is she setting herself up to beat her own world record?
I would think so.
She currently has the world record at 172.5, again set at an open event. Sorry, 170 is the world record. Her best lift, 172.5. Well, let's see how 155 moves, and then we'll have a bit of an idea of where she's going.
I was just thinking how watching her take that off, because it's so uncharacteristic for a super heavyweight, especially a super heavyweight female sub-junior, to have that, have it where her butt's still up when they handle the weight. So you knew she has a really good arch. I knew this was fixing to fly. It's a good thing she held onto it tight, or it might be hanging from the rafters.
Yeah, that was moving real fast.
They may go 15 just like they did on the squat.
Yeah, she has plenty of room to move. That looked like a warm-up lift. Alusha Okela from India, 90 kilograms.
And I'll tell you what, to be in the position like she is, where she has such a comfortable lead over the two Americans, it's really, it's nice. She can almost do that final warm-up on the platform as her opener.
And it does, and it gives you that opportunity when you've got that sort of lead. It gives you that opportunity to, one, open like that, and also have some bigger lifts or bigger attempts that you might not usually take when it's a bit closer.
Yep.
And handles 90 absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, that was a really smooth second attempt. And she did go 15 keys. She went to 170 for a second.
There you go.
That's a big bench. Not that 155 isn't, but jeez.
Danielle Eaglin, US of A, 92.5.
I could bust out my full Southern accent and say that's a lot of their weight. So, as we get ready for Danielle.
And Danielle's playing a pretty smart game with the coach here. Not trying to take big ridiculous jumps and trying to chase down Daria, but just build that total, make sure she secures that silver medal.
Right, yeah, because she is battling with her teammate. It's a semi-close battle, but she has the weaker bench, the weaker squat, but she's got the better deadlift, which is the best because it's last.
And it's close enough that if she makes an error,
yeah, Harmony's going to be right there.
And there is no error in that lift.
That was fast.
That was super fast. She was pretty happy about that one. Ramya Pandian from India, 97.5. So she lifted a 95 at the Asian Powerlifting Championships this year. Now looking for a 97.5. You don't realise how big some of these teams are until they all gather on the stage, or they all gather behind the commentary box and one of the lifters lifting, and all of a sudden you realise how many people they've brought with them.
Yes.
And all of a sudden the media team and the commentary box is surrounded by the Indian team now. Well, I just found it a little bit hard. She had good speed off the chest, but just couldn't seem to convert. And the opening lift moved really, really well. I didn't think 97.5 would be a problem. I think they'll probably just adjust that shirt a little bit, and you'll find the third lift will be fine. Hassan Jordan, Republic of South Africa, 110 kilograms.
30 kilo PB on her opening attempt. She's a teacher.
That's some great progress, isn't it?
It truly is.
So
hopefully she can go ahead and get this one on the board, as we want to see everybody post a total of her and Leanne Ramirez from the USA are the only two not to make an opening attempt thus far.
So she's made great progress though. So she had a 75 at the Commonwealth Championships last year. That was in September, so around about this time last year.
They look much better.
And that's, at these young lifters and new lifters, that's the sort of progress you expect in equipped lifting, especially on bench press, as they all of a sudden learn to really use the equipment properly.
And it's such a process that you have to be patient with.
Rodina Ivatelina from Russia, 115 kilograms. If you've never done equipped lifting before and you're watching at home, it's not a case of just throwing on a shirt and adding 30 kilos to your bench press. It is a really, really long learning curve. was a good second lift.
Yeah, that was a good number.
A little bit of fight, but not over the top. Anna Osmalova from Russia, 115 kilograms. And here comes Anna, 115 kilograms. She had a good opener at 107.5. Good speed. The shirt just taking control a little bit there.
Yeah.
But she regathered. But unfortunately, 2 red lights.
Yeah, that's going to be a blue card. It's going to be up and down movement.
You can see the side ref and the head ref giving that, and they had the perfect view for it as well. Yeah, the shirt just took control. It was a little bit all over the place, wasn't it?
Yes.
Harmony Brown, US of A, 115 as well. And her opener moved well.
Got a nice crowd developing behind us.
And there's plenty of support in the audience here. And that moved very well.
It looked just like your opener.
She's pretty happy with that lift. Joanna Ubenthal from Germany, 120 kilograms.
That's a jump from the 4th and 3rd place.
Opened at 115.
This will give her
5 kilo to 120.
Let's give her bench bronze at least momentarily.
Good control. Good speed off the chest. But just struggling to get to lockout.
That looks like it's right at the top end of what she's capable of. So I wouldn't be surprised to see just a slight adjustment. You don't want to over-adjust, but maybe a little something to give her a little bit more of a kick.
Just a little fraction, just a little bit more speed off the chest to get that momentum to the top. Leanne Ramirez, 120, and she really wants to get this one on the board. It's really important. Doesn't want to be leaving it to the last lift. Got that down to the chest
Yeah,
a
that
lot
looked a
better
lot
there.
better. Yeah.
There's still a little bit of movement on the way down to the chest, but she managed to control it that time, and she got the 3 white lights. So she'll be able to add a couple more kilos before the end of bench. And Anastasia Gonieva from Russia, 132.5. And this will equal her personal best. And then interestingly, we were saying before, the difference between a single lift event and a free lift, the 132.5 was actually from a single lift bench press competition.
So that's big if you're able to do the same thing.
So it's going to be a bit tougher than usual.
Yeah, because she squatted 217 first.
but she has been on fire today. And she handles that one. That actually looked better than her opening lift, I think. 3 white lights. Stina Hamra from Norway, 140 kilograms.
Five kilo increase from our opener.
For
140 kilograms. I think the 5 kilo increase between first and second was probably a smart choice for the coach. And there are some big bench presses in this session.
There are.
There's some big bench presses on any stand, and then you remember these young ladies are juniors and sub-juniors. She managed to regather. The shirt just started to drag her back, but she managed to control it somehow.
Yep.
And against the 2 white lights.
They look like a good lift, but I figured it was going to be 2-1.
And the shirt just sort of started to take her for a little bit of a ride, but somehow she managed to regather. And Sarah Davis with a whopping 152.5.
Yep. This will be a full meet PB for her.
And here she comes for 152.5. And this young lady is going to earn the world record in not too much time, I think.
That was a much better descent.
Yeah.
That was a good looking lift.
Got the shirt set up just right on that one. That was a very, very good lift at 152.5. And now Daria Kuznetsova from Russia, 170 kilograms. This will equal the current world record, which she set.
What kind of confidence is it in yourself for you to equal the world record when all you have to do is put another 1.1 pounds or half a kilo?
All you have to do is chip it to another half a kilo, but you're so confident
that you're gonna smash it and go further. That you just maybe she's just trying to save paper and not get a bunch more certificates in the mail than she has to. Just get one certificate for each discipline.
Well, she's being environmentally friendly.
That's right. Going Green Powerlifting Edition.
Wow, that was super fast.
She might go 15 again.
It's not going to surprise me because that moved so quick.
Jeez.
That is absolutely crazy.
You know, it's no wonder she's lifting in the open at the European level. She's not far from it on the.
I'll tell you, if you're an open lifter, you're sort of hoping you're moving into the Masters before she gets out of the sub-juniors into the Opens.
Right, absolutely.
Ramya Pandyan from India, 97.5.
Yeah, they went 10, so we're going to see a new world record in the bench press.
It is going to be a whopping world record too. 180 kilograms she's put in. Ramya missed this on a second. Her opening lift looked great. Descent was good. Just not quite getting enough speed off the chest.
She is credited with her opener, though.
So she's got the 90 on the board, so that's okay. Alusha Donkela from India, 100 kilograms. Took a 15 kilo jump and then a 10 kilo jump. $100 kilograms for Alusha. Dragging that down to her chest. That was tough. She controlled it well though. She did well with that. That was tough to pull that one down to the chest, but she managed to control it.
She did.
Danielle Eaglin from the US of A, 102.5. And she really wants to go 3 from 3 just to add those extra few kilos to the total.
Both of these 84-plus sub-juniors from the USA have another year. And they'll be glad to see insert name move on into the juniors.
And that would be Daria Efimsteva that you're referring to, insert name. I think if you're a sub-junior lifter in this class, you're waiting for her to move into the juniors because, boy, she is amazing.
She's going to win. She would win the juniors today, based on prognosis, by over 100 kilos.
She is an absolutely incredible athlete. Son Jordan, Republic of South Africa, 115.
And let's not forget, I mean, she's not too far off of even breaking junior world records as a sub-junior, which is something that can be done.
From the second to the fourth place.
115 kilograms. And this will temporarily put her in 4th place for the bench press. You know, that's a good third lift. Really had to work for it.
Yep. And most importantly, it ended with 3 white lights.
Joanna Ubenthal from Germany, 120 kilograms.
Just put her bench bronze for at least a moment.
And she's in a good position right now to get this one on the board. On predicted totals, she's hitting a very nice 3rd overall, so with deadlifts to come. So overall, this lift, could really help. Has to work it through. The speed was good, but just a little bit too much. That left arm just not wanting to push any harder. So we stay at 120 kilos for Olzina Ivatalina from Russia.
Yeah, the bench presses are wrapping up. We'd almost have time if we had the Eleiko waffle iron to have some deadlift snacks.
Well, if we had an Eleiko waffle iron on our table here, we could be whacking away some waffles, watching some fantastic competition. I think she's got it there.
Yeah, that was a
That was a third lift.
Yeah, it was a heck of an
that's,
effort.
you know, and that's what you want out of a third lift. If you're coming out, your third lift is easy. It looks like your opener. Then you've got, you know, you could have added a bit more to your total.
Yes.
Anna Osmalova from Russia, 122.5. Boy, we have flown through these bench presses.
We have. This will be a gold medal bench press, at least momentarily.
Her bench is a little interesting. She's got a 120 at a single at the World Bench Press Championships, so single lift. But only did a 107.5 in the Russian Powerlifting Championships 3 lift. But she's had a busy year too, so. Wow, got good speed.
Yeah.
Got great speed, and well, she gave it everything, but 2 to 1. I think her head might have even come off the bench a little bit there. We're not going to see that in this replay.
Igor's going to the jury on that one.
Yeah, I mean, having a look at the replay, that's worth a chat to the jury.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get every angle here, and the jury sees everything. So Harmony Brown, 125.
Be a silver medal. Well, she's got the silver medal in bench regardless, but this will help her close the gap in chasing Danielle.
And she is. She's chasing it down. 125. Her other 2 lifts look great. She's fighting it, but just can't quite get there. The shirt just drags her back into the rack. So Harmony Brown Leanne Ramirez from the US of A, 127.5 now.
Yeah, and she's got the gold medal in bench press regardless.
And she's put herself in a really good position here. Osmalova missed her second and third lift on bench, and it's cost her quite a bit in that predicted total.
Yeah, and this would put Ramirez in the lead going into deadlift, and she has the bigger deadlift, so that's definitely where you want to be.
Put herself in a very, very good spot.
And she has lot number, and she has body weight.
So she is going to go into the deadlift session with the advantage. Wow.
You know,
that was her best one so far.
You only wonder what she would have been capable of had she not run into the bad luck on her opener, because she looked like she had another 7.5. You know, maybe even more.
That was her best one so far.
The joys of equipped lifting.
Anastasia Medieva from Russia, 140 kilograms.
All you classic lifters up listening, that means throw on a bench shirt, come have some fun.
And equipped lifting is a lot of fun. It can be an absolute nightmare sometimes, but it's a lot of fun. It takes a lot of learning, but it is absolutely worth it.
Like I said, just like marriage. I'm going to get in trouble. More or less, I'm going to get us both in trouble. We won't need the bouncing ball because it'll be thrown in my head. Good descent there. Looks like a good looking bench. Yeah, that's a good job for Anastasia.
It is. 3 white lights. She's been on fire today. Everything has moved so well. Stina Hamra from Norway, 145.
Speaking of Anastasia, I think she's just awful excited that she doesn't have to go get cardio yet. All right, so let's check out the medals in the 84 juniors. Hamre is going to be the silver in the bench regardless. Davis is going to be the gold in the bench regardless. And it looks like it was the Russian with the bronze that I shall not try to pronounce.
It was Alina from Russia with the bronze.
What he said.
solid third lift, 145. It looks good, and it is.
Good looking lift.
Sarah Davis with a massive 157.5.
And speaking of massive, this is a great bench press right here. And then we're going to take it up 22.5.
I know, 157.5 is such a big bench press, and then we'll go to the sub-juniors for 180.
Yes. This will tie her bench press personal best, but it's actually going to add to her personal best for full meet, because the only time she's benched 157.5 was in a bench press only competition.
Right, and that's a very, very different event. You have so much more energy to spare when you're doing bench press only. When you're doing a 3 lift, you have to really consider the whole end game.
Right.
And you can't waste everything you have on your bench press because you've still got deadlifts to come. Good control through the shirt, good speed.
Oh, that's close.
Think she's going to get it.
She got it.
That looks good from here. And it is.
And you know, that's really the experience we touched on coming in. She's had such a long collegiate career that's really the experience to know not to give up when you hit that sticking point. So she really did a great job there.
And you can really see that in some of these athletes that have the experience, the difference when they get into a little bit of trouble. And now what we've been waiting for, Daria.
Yeah, speaking of a little bit of trouble, every super that is watching this.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, they're watching Daria.
No matter what age class you're in.
Yes.
Daria Afanasieva from Russia, 180 kilograms.
Do we think this will even slow her down?
Well, the way 170 moved, we thought she might have ended at 15. This is for the world record, 180 kilograms.
That's a lot of illegal waffle irons.
It slowed down a little bit.
Slow it down a little bit. Let's see what the
There
referee
might have
said.
been a little bit of bar dip there, and there was.
That's a
Just
good call.
a bit of bar drop, and unfortunately not the 180. So she will have to settle for that 170. But I'll tell you, this action is going to heat up on the deadlift. We've got some nice little battles forming in all of these divisions here.
We do.
And it's not over until it's over. We'll be right back. 20 minutes time to watch the deadlifts unfold. Welcome back. We are 30 seconds away from starting the deadlift here in Potchefstroom, South Africa for the IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Equipped Powerlifting Championships. And Jim Battenfield is back in the booth with me here. American coach, American manager, all-round nice guy, does everything. And he is joining us to walk us through this one as well. And it has been a fantastic session so far this morning.
It truly has.
And we are just kicking off the deadlift now with Harmony Brown, 137.5. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors, Alico, makers of the absolute finest weightlifting and powerlifting equipment on the planet. And of course, makers of the best waffle irons as well. SBD, the best powerlifting equipment you can get. And Uplift, one of the greatest online coaching platforms you'll ever see. And Harmony opens it up with 3 white lights, and she looks pretty happy with that. Ramya Panyan from India, 155. Oh, 155 kilograms. Get all these first lifts out of the road, and then we'll have a bit of an idea of where we're going to see all these challenges for different places.
Yeah, it looks to be quite a showdown in a couple of weight classes.
And Jim was saying earlier about the size of the Indian team, and not just the size, how they support each other. Every time an Indian lifter is on the platform, the whole team is round here behind us watching.
Yes.
3 white lights. And Anna Osmalova from Russia, 155.
There's the intensity again.
Yeah, she lost a bit of that intensity in the bench there, but it's certainly back now, isn't it?
You know, and it may be because the bench is such a technical lift, while the other two are more of a strength lift with a little technicality. Benching and equipped powerlifting is almost a science.
And you really do have to keep yourself a little bit calmer in the bench. And how many times have you seen an athlete come out on bench, really hyped up, really excited, and just get so excited they just miss that press command or jump the gun a little bit too fast? You really do have to calm yourself down a little bit. Danielle Eaglin from the US of A, 155. And great to see so many families taking the trip here. All these young athletes, we're hearing the families shouting in the crowd.
So some of the families were competing against each other.
We had 2 sisters yesterday.
Good lift.
155 is in the bank. Anastasia Minieva from Russia, 162.5. And the numbers are just climbing up very, very quickly. Sarah Davis opening on a massive 205.
That's exactly where she wants to be. She's got the lead at subtotal and the big of deadlift.
Yeah, wants to get it on the board and just try and open that lead up a little bit. And absolutely nails 162.5. Her lifts have been flying up all morning.
Yes.
And the deadlift is no exception.
You know, and we talked about some of these battles. This is actually a situation right here where Minova is going to be your world champion, barring something massively unforeseen. But Anusha is actually right here with her for deadlift gold.
Yeah, looking at chasing down that deadlift gold. She's about to lift 162.5 herself, going toe to toe.
That was a good looking lift.
It looks good, and she places it down ever so gently.
Yeah, and based on the jumps they've been making, I suspect they're actually going to make a jump larger than what the Russian lifter did.
Just upset her a little bit and take the gold in the deadlift, which is fantastic. Leanne Ramirez from the US of A, 170.
Just to put her in first place. And then she's got the heavier deadlift, so it'll just be about not making a mistake and staying ahead.
Yeah, because it's sitting pretty close at the moment on predicted totals.
Yes.
Let's go, Leanne.
But as we know, especially like with Russia and Ukraine and even USA, you can't leave the door open for one or the other one to come behind you because everybody's so experienced.
Yeah, everyone's so experienced, and there's so many opportunities. You make one mistake, and the door opens. Daria Zhimstyeva from Russia, 180.
And once she pulls this, it's going to lock in her world record squat.
And that's right. And it's a reminder, if you're watching at home, you break a world record, you still have to register a lift in each discipline for that world record to register. So really important to get this lift on the board. Very quick. Very, very quick indeed. And we might actually see if it's ever take a run at the overall total world record today. Stina Hamra from Norway, 190 kilograms. It looks good.
Not a bad attempt for Hamre. And she looks to have she looks to have silver pretty locked up. I don't know that she'll be able to chase down Davis, barring a mistake. But the thing is about powerlifting is anything can happen.
That's right. And now Regina Ivazilina from Russia, 190 kilograms. Doesn't seem to have any problems with that.
No. And then we're talking about Davis and Hamre a little bit. This is actually going to be a nice little battle between the Russian and the German for third place. Currently, Germany's prognosis is going to be 525, and after that opener, the Russians at 510. 15 kilos just isn't that much to make up, especially with the Russian having body weight.
Yeah, I mean, in deadlift, 15 kilos can happen very quickly. And Lazan Jordan from the Republic of South Africa, 192.5. And 3 white lights. And I'll tell you what, we don't see a lot of conventional lifters in the deadlift these days.
No, you don't.
Joanna Viviental from Germany. 195. Great opening lift.
And now for the first time today, somebody besides Daria is going to go last.
That's a bit of a change.
Yep.
And we have Sarah Davis, the US of A, with a massive 205 kilograms. And as massive as that is, that's not even her best lift. She did a 212.5 earlier
She's a
this
conventional
year.
puller. She's a conventional puller as well.
We have not seen a lot of conventional lifters this week so far.
One thing about Sarah is a lot of her deadlifts looks like she's about to miss, but she's got such a grind when it starts getting heavy that it's really like It's really just one of those things to watch. And that was really fast. Right as I'm talking about her grinding it out, she goes and
205. Yeah,
it.
and just as you were talking about that, she just absolutely nails 205.
Right.
Harmony Brown from the US of A, 150, right on her personal best. So we're into our second round of deadlifts already. These young ladies not getting much time at all to recover.
No, absolutely not.
Has to work a little bit for the lockout, but that's what you'd expect on the second lift. Gets it on the board though.
She got one red. It's going to be the red card for. Yeah.
Just a little bit of bar drop, was it?
Well, she almost looked not erect.
Not quite. Maybe the side referee there just not quite locking out. And remember, the side referees and the referees on the platform have a much better view than us. And we have 3 refs, and that's why we have 3 lights. Ramya Pandyan from India, 162.5.
Yeah, and as we talked about, you can hear you may be able to hear the Indian team clapping right behind us.
And has no problems with 162.5. Anna Osmalova from Russia, 167.5. This is well over her personal best.
And there's the intensity again.
So clearly timing that intensity for squat and deadlift.
She's trying to put herself in a position, trying to take a shot at Ramirez. That was a good second attempt number.
3 whites, and that's certainly going to go a long way to taking a run at it. Danielle Eaglin from the USA, 167.5.
You know, one thing that was funny, sometimes you'll see people, when they let out that scream, they'll lose their air, but actually when she started screaming, the bar started moving.
Yeah, we often teach athletes to hold that air all the way through. And obviously, that's just the way they've trained and the way they've worked those pathways.
Yeah, I'm a big screamer on squat. I'm not relevant as a lifter, but I am here as everything else, so it's fine.
That was a fantastic
That was a great looking
lift.
pull. Good job by Danielle.
3 white lights. That was absolutely beautiful to watch.
I don't believe she's missed a lift all day. Hopefully I didn't just jinx her.
And plenty of talcum powder on the legs there to make sure that bar slides up. And if you're new to powerlifting and you're wondering, in the deadlift, where athletes are allowed to put talcum powder on their legs, and it just enables the bar to slide up a little bit easier without getting caught on skin or hair or anything like that. Anastasia Menieva from Russia, 172.5, and she has been on fire today. Everything has moved fast.
Yeah, this should be no different. It's a good looking pull.
She got a good quick down command there, locked it out quick, and just as she was getting the down command, you can see she's just losing a little bit of balance. And it always pays to lock it out at the top as quickly as you can if it's possible. Anusha Nalkenda from India, 175.
Yeah, and I don't want to knock my shoulder out so I can pat myself on the back here, but I called this number. So this put her in position to be in the gold medal deadlift for now.
Yeah, look, that's a smart move. I mean, if you look at the predicted totals, You know, she's not really in a position to take a run at the gold medal, but she's certainly in a position to take a run at the gold medal for deadlift.
Right. Anytime you can stand at the top of the podium, even if it's just for a single discipline, you've got to take it. You've got to take that shot. She's got a real slow deadlift, but it's good.
I mean, it doesn't change. It doesn't falter.
Right.
The speed stays the same all the way through.
And then she's real controlled as she sets it down as well.
And Leanne Ramirez from the US of A, 1775.
And what she's wanting to do here is she's going to want to make this lift and then even another small jump just to try to put the Russian away.
Let's go, baby.
And of course, for anybody listening, I have to say some of these dialects that I can't pronounce, I just say the Russian lifter or the German lifter. Not as a disrespect, but because I don't want to butcher their name. Oh, let's see what they said on that one.
Yeah, the two whites. Just breathes a bit of a sigh of relief there.
Yeah.
And Daria Ifyetsyeva from Russia, 190 kilograms.
Yep.
So she put the first one on the board, secured that overall gold medal, and
total world record here.
And here we go. She is going for the total world record already. The current total world record 6:17.5, I believe. Now looking at 6:25 if she gets this.
Probably when she gets this.
More to the point, when she gets this. Ah, that was quick. That was a very good lift. And a new total world record of 6:25.
Man, she picked that up just like she was picking up a springbok. That was just a great looking deadlift.
It really didn't look any different than at first, did it?
No. I got Eric to laugh on that one. If I get Eric to laugh while we're over here doing this, then I'm doing a great job. Again, not to knock my shoulder out of socket, pat myself on the back.
Regina Ivatulina from Russia, 200 kilograms.
About half the flight pulling over 200. I mean, that's pretty real.
That is enormous, isn't it? And Sarah Davis is putting 215 for her second. And that looked great, 200. 3 white lights.
You know, and that really brings up an interesting point. It's almost just as hard when you're ahead in the situation like she is, when you're being chased just as, you know, as much as being the chaser.
Yeah. Dina Hemra from Norway, 205. And well, we are flying through these. We've only got 4 lifters left in the second round.
She's got body weight on Davis, so for the moment, well, actually, she's got body weight on everybody. So this will give her the gold in the deadlift momentarily at least.
So weighing in lighter than every lifter in her class at 78.7. Wow. She had to work a little bit, but she got it there. 3 white lights. She got a little bit left in the tank, but I can't imagine she'll get too much more out of that. Joanna Hubenthal from Germany, 205.
You know, we mentioned Joanna's going to be in a little bit of a battle with the Russian. The Russian already has the attempt turned in, hoping for a Joanna miss, because she's in a situation where Joanna's the better puller.
And for those of you at home in their deadlift, in their third attempt, they have the opportunity to make some changes. So you can actually put in a number and wait and see what happens. It depends on your lot position too, and sometimes it can be a really great advantage.
And this is going to put Jordan in the gold medal spot for deadlift, at least momentarily. And she's not too far away. I mean, she's got an outside shot with a little bit of luck.
And she gets it to the top. I'm not sure if she's locked, and she might just get pulled on resting on the thighs there.
That was a great effort.
It was a fantastic effort. Sarah Davis, 215 kilos, a whopping lift. 215 kilograms.
This is something she's pulled before. It ties her personal best, and it moves her. It adds to her lead, and it's going to move her into gold in the deadlift. Both her deadlifts look really smooth.
They look very good. Doesn't seem to be any change in speed. Not entirely sure what she keeps hitting one red light for. It might just be soft knee on one side.
You know, that's one thing, you know, when you get two whites, just move on.
Yep, it's two whites. It's on the board. Ramya Pandian from India coming up for a third attempt at 170. Sarah Davis is putting it at 225. Wants to make sure she hangs on to the gold medal for the deadlift as well.
And Hamre's got it on the bar to take a shot at her, which, I mean, why not? She's on second island. She's not going to get caught from behind by Joanna or Regina.
Hamre's in a position now at 592.5 predicted total that she's not going to get caught from third. As silver is safe. Gives her a little bit of room to move. And it looks like she's got the 170, and she has.
She's
and
right.
her deadlift didn't change the entire through lift.
No,
same speed, same approach.
And you know what? If that works for her, it's working. So, man, these are some big pulls coming up.
Harmony Brown, 170.
And as I just heard Gaston say, this is going to put Harmony in the silver for deadlift, at least momentarily, over Danielle.
Just a little bit too much for her, but she certainly gave it a good effort. Probably rushed to set up a little bit there. Probably didn't have herself in the best position, but what an effort.
All right, so she is going to finish with the bronze. Bronze overall, bronze in the squat, and silver in the bench. Not a bad day for your first world championship.
Not a bad day at all. And Anna Osmalova from Russia, 175.
All right, and she's not going to take a shot at Ramirez, so Osmalova
Just putting the numbers in.
is going to be your silver medalist and the silver in the deadlift. So Leanne Ramirez is going to be your world champion.
And the right decision from the coach there.
Yeah, this is the third or fourth time she's had been picked off the platform. I'll tell you what, there's something to be said for really just putting it all out there like she has.
She is given everything she's got, hasn't she? And there wasn't anything more in the tank.
Yeah.
And Daniel Eaglin will come in for 175. So that means Osmalova will take home the silver medal overall in the under 84 sub-juniors and the silver medal in the deadlift as well.
That's a good looking pull.
That looks good. And it is 3 white lights. So she will take the silver medal in the deadlift and the silver medal overall.
Got some jockeying going on in the 84 juniors as well. It looks like Davis has dropped from 225 to 220.
She has too, yeah.
Looking to just try to put Hamre away and not worry about being the last one to go.
So Leanne Ramirez from the US of A, 180. And she is the gold medalist in the under 84 sub-junior.
As well as the gold in the deadlift, regardless of the outcome of this. Not bad for your first trip to the World Championship.
Not bad at all.
I'll tell you what, this is a class that's really stacked in the United States. Is the 84 kilo class, just all the way from subs to the masters.
Well done. She gets it to the top. 3 white lights.
Just, it's a nice job.
Really nice way to finish. Anastasia Minieva from Russia, 180 kilograms.
Yeah, this will give her the. She is already the world champion. This will give her the gold medal in deadlift, and then we'll see what happens. Whether Anusha makes a change or keeps it the same. If it's regardless of the outcome.
Dolkina is a fraction lighter, heavier as well. So
yeah. So she'd have to make a change if she's successful here. She is.
That's good.
Yeah,
it was quick, but that was probably slower than any other lift, and the Indian team putting in a change there.
Yeah, speaking of quick, they came in with that change pretty quick. So I'm sure they're just bumping at 182. Yep.
182.5.
Try to get that.
Dolkina from India wants a gold medal in the deadlift. So regardless of this, Minieva from Russia will take out the gold medal overall. Gold in the squat and gold in the bench. But Anusha from India has decided she's going to try and stop her from getting a clean sweep and go after the gold in the deadlift. That's just a little bit too much.
Yeah, just not quite there today.
But you had to give it a go.
That's right. She's going to end up with a silver sweep, I would say. She's going to have silver in all the lifts as well as silver overall, but not a bad day.
Here we go with another lift here for Efintsieva from Russia. 200 kilos to add to her world record total again. So world sub-junior total record. 635 kilos this will give her. So she just broke this record and made it 625. Now she wants 635.
It's a big day. To put it in perspective, this would put her 97.5 kilos over the junior champion.
She's got it moving well.
Oh yeah.
Looks good. I think she's got this. And she has 200 kilos and a new world record of 635.
And she got gold across the board.
Gold, gold, and more gold. Joanna Jubenthal from Germany, 210 kilograms. So this will temporarily put her in second position for the deadlift.
Five deadlifts left.
This has moved very fast. Gets it to the top. It looks like she locked everything out. And she does. 3 white lights.
So that's going to be a silver deadlift momentarily, at least, with 3 to challenge.
To come at 212.5 now. So Jordan gets this. It'll temporarily move her into second position in the deadlift. Making sure she works for it, and just not quite there. She gave it everything she had though. Vasilina from Russia. Sorry, we've had a change. So Sarah Davis.
Yeah, she's got the first lot number, so we've got
Sarah Davis at 220.
220, three lifters in a row, pending the outcome of this lift. Because I'm sure we'll see a change from Hamre if Davis is successful.
Already ranked as the first place. Deadlift, protecting USA 420 kilo, followed by 100 spinning and Antonina Regina. Come on, give me that here!
Last pull of her junior career.
Here it is. 220 kilos, and what a great way it would be for her to finish her junior career. If she can finish the world champion, but they're not going to make it easy for her. I think she's got this.
See, and that looked a little bit more indicative to what I was mentioning on the opener, but she got her first two.
2 to 1.
I'll tell you what, that side referee just doesn't like her.
Managed to get a red light on that side every time, but at the end of the day, 2 to 1, it doesn't matter.
That's right. Well, I'm sure we'll see a change from Hamre right here.
And you can change right up until bar is loaded.
Nope, she didn't change.
No change.
No change. So Sarah Davis is going to be your world champion. So this will be for the gold in the deadlift because she is lighter.
So Sarah Davis finishes out her junior career as the world champion.
And what a story for her because, like I said, she unfortunately got beat out for the spot last year. I know she really wanted to go to Junior Worlds in her home state of Florida. And instead she had to watch a teammate win. And now here she gets to travel across the world and win it herself. So what a great story for just sticking with it.
Fantastic, isn't it? 220 proves a little bit too heavy for Stina.
Yep. So the right call not to make the change there. She is going to finish with the bronze in the deadlift, the silver in the bench, and the gold in the squat, and silver overall.
And Regina.
And talk about another great junior lifter that was.
Absolutely fantastic. Today's been amazing. And Regina
is pulling for the bronze
from Russia, 220.
She's pulling for the bronze and the gold in the deadlift. She is lighter than Sarah.
She's going to be your bronze medalist.
Nope.
Just a little bit too heavy. So she will finish. So Davis takes out the world championships. Hamra with the silver and Ubenthal with the bronze. What a way to finish this event, and what a fantastic way for Sarah Davis to finish out her junior career as the world champion.
Yes.
That really is a fairy tale ending for her junior career, isn't it?
It really is, and it's just about sticking with it, like all these lifters should do. So we want to congratulate all our world champions and all our medalists. We've got Daria in the super sub junior. We've got Leanne Ramirez in the sub junior 84. We've got
Minieva.
There we go. And then Sarah Davis.
Absolutely fantastic event. Jim, we can't thank you enough for joining us. Absolutely fantastic to have you here, and we
That's my pleasure.
hope we see more of you again. Don't go too far away. We've got the medal ceremony coming up, and then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got the 105 men's.
Sigurdsson Pettersson from Iceland, and the president of the Asian region, Rashid Sultani, and the General Secretary of the Asian region, Mr. Rajesh Divak. Yeah, come on, give big hand here. So we're starting with the 84 kilo sub-junior. There's only 2 lifters. On the second place, we have Ramirez Lien from USA with 182.5 kilos. Come on, the one who is the silver medal, please. On the first place, we have Milova Anna from Russia with 200 kilos. Thank you. Bench press. On the second place, we have Milova Anna from Russia with 107.5 kilos. On the first place, Ramirez Lien, USA, 127.5 kilos. Thank you. Deadlift. Second place goes to Milova Anna from Russia with 167.5 kilos. The first place goes to Ramirez Lien, USA, 180 kilos. Thank you. Total second place goes to Milova Anna, Russia, 475 kilos. First place, new world champion is Ramirez Lien, USA, 490 kilos. So please raise everybody from the chair for the national anthem of USA. Category 84 kilo juniors. On the third place, we have Bogota Johanna in squat with 215 kilos. On the second place, we have Davis Sarah from USA with 220 kilos. And on the first place, Hammer Stine from Norway, 227.5 kilos. Thank you. Then come forward with bench press. Third place goes to Ibatulina Regina from Russia with 120 kilos. Second place goes to Hammerstina, Norway with 145 kilos. And the first place goes to Davis Sarah, USA, 157.5 kilos. Deadlift. Third place goes to Hammerstina, Norway, 205 kilos. Second place goes to Hübenthal Johanna from Germany with 210 kilos. And third place goes to Davis Sarah, USA, 220 kilos. Thank you. Then we come to the deadlift total medals. Bronze medal goes to Hübenthal Johanna from Germany with 540 kilos. Silver medal goes to Hammerstina from Norway with 577.5 kilos. And the new world champion is Davis Sarah from USA with 597.5 kilos. So please stand up for the national anthem of USA. Coming to the next category, the 84 plus sub-junior squat medals. On the third place, Brown Harmony, USA with 162.5 kilos. Silver medal goes to Eglin Daniel, USA, 185 kilos. And the gold medal goes to Efim Tseva Daria, Russia, 265 kilos. Thank you. And then we go forward with bench press. So, thank you. Third place goes to Eglin Daniel, USA, 102.5 kilos. Second place goes to Brown Harmony, USA, 115 kilos. And the first place goes to Efim Tseva Daria, Russia, 170 kilos. Thank you. So we go forward with deadlift. Third place goes to Brown Harmony, USA, with 150 kilos. Second place goes to England Daniel, USA, with 175 kilos. And first place goes to F-Team Seva Daria, Russia, 200 kilos. Thank you. So we come to the total medals. Bronze medal goes to Brown Harmony, USA, with 427.5 kilos. Silver medal goes to England Daniel, USA, with 462.5 kilos. And the new world champion is Efim Tseva Daria from Russia with a new sub-junior world record of 635 kilos in total. So please stand up for the national anthem of Russia. Then we come to the 84 plus junior. We have two lifters in that class. The silver medal goes to Donkena Anusha from India with 177.5 kilos. The gold medal goes to Minaeva Anastasia from Russia with 217.5 kilos. Thank you. Go forward with bench press. Second place goes to Donkena Anusha from India with 100 kilos. First place goes to Minaeva Anastasia from Russia with 140 kilos. Thank you. Forward with the deadlift. Second place goes to Donkena Anusha, India with 175 kilos. First place goes to Minaeva Anastasia from Russia with 180 kilos. Thank you. And we go to the total medals. Silver medal goes to Donkena Anusha from India with 452.5 kilos. And the new world champion is Minaeva Anastasia from Russia with 537.5 kilos. So please stand up for the national anthem of Russia. Music, please. And please, a big hand here for all the lifters for that fantastic competition. Thank you. See you all back at 3 o'clock for the next session. Piotr.